Right, hello ladies and gents, welcome back to FTRL. F3, round 1 around Silverstone. You can see we're on board with Guy Carp at the moment. But yeah, joining me as always is Mr. Bigani, and like we said on Twitter before, special guest Lee Cole. How are you doing, guys?
Not too shabbily. I mean,
Shabbily.
second time I've been here this week doing comms, so I should be used to it by now.
Yep, same.
Gotta love it.
Oh, my second job, this.
Of course.
Wish it paid as well as my favourite one.
Now I don't have any game sound, so for qualifying at least, there'll be no brum brum cars. Hopefully that fixes itself.
Aaron's in the stream chat already giving you it.
Not even going to read it. I'm not even going to acknowledge it. give him the satisfaction. I'm not even going to. You know what? I can't even speak. Right. What?
That's not ideal for comms.
that word. How are we feeling about tonight, then, boys?
Well, F3 is usually the most exciting instalment of FTRL, so I am excited for just more of what we saw last season. Great battles up and down the field, and yeah, carnage as well.
Yeah, pre-season. Well, if pre-season is anything to go by, then it will be absolutely chaotic. Another great turnout from these guys. Only missing 2 or 3. However, Foggy has just lagged out.
Just disconnected. His car's still there, so he's.
Yeah, so hopefully we can get him back in.
He does have a habit of doing this in qualifying.
Yeah. He crashed in pre-season, so hopefully he can get it sorted. Currently on board with Marty, who's repping a sort of Sebastian Vettel-esque helmet. Looks quite nice for the Red Bull.
That's one way to get yourself unfollowed by Aaron.
Yeah. So, who we pipping for pole tonight then?
Well, I think based on how the pre-season went, I think Sam Saunders is probably the one to watch out for. He was lightning quick in the race, but that was Monza. This is Silverstone, so different track. I still think he's probably going to be there. I think Blue Flag as well will probably be up there as well. Jesper as well, maybe.
Okay.
For about 12 seconds we had Agent Panda on pole.
Yeah.
Only 4 seconds off the pace now, though.
Not too far. But yeah, it's interesting that you. Yeah, I think
that was
Sam
a quick lap from Sam Saunders.
Definitely going to be one to watch. But it's quite interesting that you mentioned Jesper, because I was really surprised by his pace in pre-season. So I'm definitely going to be watching him today, see how he gets on. Currently coming down to, what's that, turn 15? 14? Fog has managed to get back in, so that's good.
I can say for pole, I think there's a couple of guys, but that lap by Sam Saunders is very quick, straight out of the box.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard to beat. Let's pull a few of these
P2, but he's 1.2 seconds down, which is a big gap.
I was going to say, you've got Jamie, last season's champion, so he'd expect to be up there. You've also got FTRL Blue Flag, who's invalidated his first lap. Also expected to be up there. I'd suggest Foggy if he can actually get a setup one and get out on the track.
Yeah, he had a great recovery drive last week in Ferrari's home race. Started, well, P17 as it were. Exactly the same position he's in currently, with the same amount of drivers out. So I'm sure he won't want to start there again.
Just a comment from Aaron in the stream is Satis Futo. Pretty sure I met her in Thailand.
I wouldn't say that in public. Charlotte might be watching her.
Well, Aaron's still got to do his teabagging from Monday, so.
Has got a 5-place group penalty for a collision with Agent Panda.
I think we saw that with Danny on Monday as well. Didn't pick up a penalty for collision. That was probably in pit lane, I imagine, as they've gone in.
Yes, that was a collision with me.
Yes, yeah, he ran into the back of me, didn't he?
I braked for pit entry and he decided not to, but you know.
You were his brake.
These things happen. I mean, at least it happened in qualifying.
Very true, very true. So I'm just watching Zom in the Renault here, mainly because thankfully the good news is he hasn't broken his ankle, but he has quite severely torn one of his ligaments, so he's kind of racing with 1.5 feet. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. He did say if he didn't think he was going to be up to it, he would retire in the pits, so hopefully his ankle will hold up enough and he can get into the race and get a good result for the Renault, because me and Willie Tix didn't do a great job last night for Renault. Andy so far flying the flag for Team Black and Yellow.
Yeah, fair play to some though. 100% commitment. Gotta love it.
Well, Aaron's asking who got the group penalty. That was Big Pizzas, unfortunately. Reb's Revenge, one of our F1 drivers, suggesting a 26.7 on a non-rubbered track is a very quick time.
It's a very quick time. I think it was only the 27s last night, weren't they? Low 27s. Yeah, that is something quite special from him. And so far it's proven very difficult to beat. Jamie and Blue Flag separated by a tenth, but they are 1.1 and 1.2 seconds back respectively.
We also have a former driver who can't be with us this season, unfortunately, through uni and bits and bobs. We've got Liam in the chat, so nice to see you watching, Liam.
Hello. Quite a few drivers not yet set a time, which is very strange with only 10 minutes to go. I'm on board with Junkie
maybe
Sport.
even validated their laps. I think there's a few on laps, so currently on board with the People's Champ, Goikart, as he comes into Stowe.
I say, with Goikart moving down to F3, I mean, he's pulling up in this lap. But it does renew probably the greatest rivalry in FTRL history. You have Agent Panda versus Goikart. They were once teammates. That team fractured from Red Bull, and then they just went to war against each other. I mean, one of them did a dive bomb in one race. That was about it. But I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out this season.
Indeed. And find a few guys coming around. Coming on board with Norwich City. Comes into Vale. Round Club.
Quite a tricky last sector, this.
He put
Nails
himself
it
in
up.
P4.
There you go. Great
That from him.
I mean, it must have worked wonders on that Toro Rosso to fit all of Norwich City inside of one car.
You'd think that that would be a slight weight disadvantage, but apparently the people of Norwich are very skinny, and it's not holding him back. It's probably just full of canaries. It's probably got canaries under the
I've gone on board with Foggy, and I'm not entirely sure where he's at. He's parked off track at the moment, and I'm seeing cars go around.
I think he's at Village, is it? Just as they head into the Wellington Straight.
Oh, there's two of them. BLT's out there as well. I don't know if those two have been having to come together or they're just having a picnic.
just gonna watch some cars go around to us. Seeing the F1 cars, like, oh my god!
Just having
And
a
then they
quick
realised,
chat.
oh wait, I'm in one.
I think Jesper's on a lap, so I'm gonna go check him out.
Well, currently, our only two times on the medium tyre are Foggy and Agent Panda. So Foggy currently sat in P7 on those medium tyres. I mean, we'll have time to do a soft run, but...
Yeah, I think we did see on Monday in F1 that every driver actually went out on the soft tyres in qualifying, and then come race time, the top 10 stayed on the softs, and everybody else went for the medium for the alternate strategy. So we shall see how that works out today. I think only one person really made it work though, and that was Panda, who came through the finish P6.
Yeah, if you sort of fall out of DRS range around Silverstone, it can tend to be a lonely race. Like, if you've got nobody to pull you along, you sort of just fall away and there's no way to catch the time back, unfortunately. But...
Yeah, so Jesper's a lap won't count, so I think he's gonna go again.
Big Pizzas is round at turn 1.
Oh, in the wall.
Got a love tap on the barrier, but at least he's managed to keep all of his wheels. Gravel
That
definitely
is-
doing its job.
That is a wall I'm quite familiar with. I've done 13 league races around Silverstone now. I finished 3, maybe 4 of them, and all of my retirements have been at turn 1. So.
It's okay, Pagani.
A bit of PTSD coming out around that corner. I just get flashbacks every time I go around it.
Right, 6 minutes left. Sam Saunders showing his pace yet again. Took pole position last week out. Doing the same again.
Jesper very wide there out of Chapel as he comes onto the hanger straight.
I think he's invalidated again because he's turned everything back down again.
I think he's on his way in. He's got his fuel light flashing as well. Very wide there through Stowe. Yep, yeah. He's on his way in.
It's a very easy track to invalidate at Silverstone.
Yeah, there's definitely a few places. Turn 1. In the new Abbey corner, there's Brooklands as well at the end of the Wellington Straights. Running wide through Copse, and then obviously you've got Maggotts and Beckett's. All very easy
Zon
places
puts
to invalidate.
P9. Incredible.
Oh, BLT? Oh, P4 at the moment on a 28 flat.
It's
not bad timing.
Peakman currently P6 as well.
Doing it for the Haas boys. Getting their P. Not that we're biased here in commentary, just...
No, Team Banana. Woo!
I just want big pizzas to win. I like pizzas. What can you say?
So we've got a bit of a lull at the moment. Got a few people on our laps though. Who's on a lap? Is BLT on a lap, or has he just finished a lap?
I think he just completed that lap.
Yeah, he's everything's turned down, so yep.
I'm going to go on board with Junkie Sport because he's doing another medium run. Not set a time yet, but he's just started his lap. So hopefully he can get a decent time in and get up towards his teammate.
Still buoyed by his P2 in America last season. Obviously his pre-season didn't go according to plan in front of the Tifosi, where he decided to join them a little bit early for celebrations.
I mean, there's a little bit earlier than there's 100 metres off the line. But, well, yeah, he was definitely buoyed towards the end of last season. I mean, he had that great result in America, and he was very quick in Brazil, just unfortunately got a bit of wing damage towards mid-race. But I know he won't mind me saying this, but he does tend to struggle with the quicker changes of direction, so Maggott and Beckett won't be his favourite selection of corners.
It's funny you'd say that because he's just massively gone over the curb. I think that's invalidated him because he has turned everything down. Which is quite unfortunate. So I think he'll probably go again. Looks like he is. So Goikart still on an outlap. So is Big Pizzas and Jesper.
Oh, I mean, you said Goy was still on an outlap. I thought you meant he's been doing an outlap for the last 16 minutes. But...
He's got lost.
Quickest, but I think he's not that slow.
Like I said, I know Goy has moved down to F3, but I think he's a little bit quicker than that, Joe. But
poor guy.
Oh, Agent Panda's round at the penultimate corner. And that's on his outlap, so it's not a good way to start your lap. Grass on your tyres and...
Another little bit of a...
That's what I did on yesterday in F2 in the race. Just clip that sausage curb on the inside and you are then clinging on a little bit. Fortunately, I let go and had a bit of a trip along the grass. Say hello to the fans on the outside there.
Going on the soft tyre just started his run. Let's have a look how...
FTRL has just popped himself into P2. That's a very impressive run from him.
Oh, I think Junkie Sport's just gone over that same corner. Has it invalidated him though? I don't think
he's still in hot lap, so he might got away with it.
Not that he's got much ERS left to use, but...
Yeah.
Build it up.
Well, he stays out, so
That's it. A lot of curb there as he comes out of Vale.
he's not scared of riding the curbs. Goes P12.
Blue flag just come out of pit lane now. This outlap is going to have to be a fast lap because I think he's got
Yes.
exactly 1 minute 27 to get around, and it's 1:27.8
Yes.
for his fast lap.
Pops himself up into P2, finally gets a lap hooked up.
Still nobody able to match Sam Saunders just yet, though.
On a hot lap, I believe. Yep, he's coming down the Hanger Straight, so he probably didn't need to come out, but just keeping his eye in for the race.
Great car at the penultimate corner. Coming to the line. Where will it put him?
Oh, Guy Carp!
Oh,
What
God.
a lap! Oh, Foggy's retired. I don't know if that was in the pits. I think it was, yeah.
Saunders just took another 10th off his best lap there. A little bit of time left in it for him. Just to make sure of that pole position.
I think F1 it was a 26.2. I want to say so.
He is pretty quick. Could he be this season's Liam?
Big Pizzas has set a time, but only managed P16. Zach, I believe, got across the line and is currently on a flying lap.
Yeah, he is just coming into Brooklands now.
Blue flag is not going to make it, I don't think. He's not.
That's unfortunate for him.
This is a line by 2 seconds. Exactly the same as what I did in F1.
Aaron has just ejaculated all over the stream.
I was going to say that the
Could you
stream chat has
imagine
just erupted.
a Guy Carp podium? Whoa,
I mean,
the
even
Saints.
Raber's Revenge is shouting Goy.
Just been demoted by Jamie though, who's popped himself into P3.
Oh,
Some fast times coming in
Jamie.
now. Just on board with Zaki as he comes into Stowe Corner.
He's looked like a decent lap so far. He's gone down into high. I don't know whether he's just trying to get a punch out of the last couple of corners.
He might be trying to save so he has some ERS for that last corner because he does tend to
Yeah.
run out.
P2.
What a lap! There we go, it's worked out very well for him. So Guy now down to 5th, Zaki up to P2. Fantastic qualifying from him.
Big
Is
Peters
anybody-
is coming to the line. Can he improve on that 32-1?
BLT also coming around. No, I think he's backed
BLT
out.
pulled out of it, yeah.
Yeah, he's
He
pulled out of
does. Beat Agent Panda by half a second.
Oh, there we go then. Very interesting qualifying, boys.
I know I said I was not having my best season after one race, but I've just been out qualified on pace by Goy Carp.
See, it's all just part of his plan. He's going to drop all the way to F3 and then he's just going to storm back to F1.
Of
He's
course.
going to rip it up this season, get promoted, storm F2 next season, get promoted, back in F1.
Back-to-back
just-
It's part
titles.
of his plan.
I'm going to hang my helmet up, boys. I think that's officially time to call it quits.
Oh, poor Guy.
Goy is officially beating me. I think it's time. Like, I'm not going to compete with Goy, so
Oh, how sound.
Whoop.
Blue flag got held up in the pits by a Ferrari, so that's why I couldn't do his lap.
Devious tactics by the Ferrari esports team.
Ferrari tactics there.
I'm going to send Toto round. He'll bless them brains. So the first F3 qualifying of the season done, and Sam Saunders Williams on pole position. So a Welshman on pole from a Scotsman, Mazaki in the McLaren P2, Jesper P3 in just ahead of his teammate and the reigning F3 champion Jamie, who starts P4. Goy Carp starting P5, great effort from him, ahead of TRS, who starts 6th, with Blue Flag in 7th, and the screen goes away, so that's the end of that little run through.
Oh, I found out what happened to Foggy. He had DRS failure,
Oh.
which is not what you want in qualifying.
So Ferrari try the dirty tactics and block a Mercedes, and then break their own car. Terrible.
It's an interesting play from the Ferrari playbook, but then they have made some interesting decisions the last couple of seasons, so let's see how it plays out for them.
As long as neither car is starting on the intermediate tyres, I think we're sorted. You can never tell with Ferrari.
It's true, this is true. So, qualifying done, let's have some podium predictions from those of you in the stream. Who do you think is going to be the top three? And while we wait for them to come in, let's come to you two guys. Right, pick a top three.
It's very difficult to look past Sam, I think. So I think he's going to win. I'm going to put my boy Peteman in there. P2. Followed by a raging Goikarp after a drive back from early wing damage. P3.
Interesting. Joe?
Okay, I'll go for Sam, Jesper and Jamie.
I'm going to go with Sam for the win. I reckon Zach can stay P2. And I'm going to go Jamie for P3. I reckon he's just going to be there. Jesper.
Do you want to run us through the formational lap as well?
Yeah, okay, so on pole, Sam Saunders, winner last time out in the pre-season event. Williams on pole. P2 is Zachy S14 in the McLaren. A great effort from him there right at the depth of qualifying, joining him on the front row. Row 3 is all Alfa Romeo with FTRL Jesper ahead of reigning F3 champion Jamie. Row 5 is Goikarp. Great effort from him there in qualifying, puts his Renault P5 alongside another great effort from TRS. Well, strong starting place for him in P6. P7, probably slightly disappointed, but that will be blue flag. Obviously, we've heard he got held in the garage as he tried to get out for one final run. Expect him to move forward from P7, and he's joined on row 4 by BLT in the second of the McLarens. Good effort from both the cars in orange. Row 5 is Norwich City 12 in the Toro Rosso and Marty in the sister Red Bull. Alongside Pagani's pick for a podium, Peteman in the lead has, but they only has, and he starts alongside Foggy after his issues with DRS. Zom starting P13 with his 1.5 ankles, and he's alongside AJ in the second of the Mercedes, with Junkie Sport in the second Ferrari behind him, with Agent Panda and Big Pizzas after that penalty brings up the rear for Racing Point.
Very nicely done, mate. Donzo's gone for a Sam win, Blue Flag second, and Jesper third. Ooh.
Okay. Also calling 2 DNFs on lap 1. So,
well, we've had contact on the opening lap and first corner in F1 and F2, so here we go.
Right, I'm going to pick somebody in the middle of the pack to watch. I'm going to watch Foggy. If that's any mid-pack action.
I want to keep my own Junkie off the start.
5 red lights, here we go. Looks like a pretty good start from Sam. Jesper's had a storming start though and goes round the outside.
Contact, one of the McLarens has gone, I think it's BLT.
Petro, Marty's round.
Oh, Marty.
Oh, the two Alfa Romeos have come together. A little bit of contact, I saw some carbon fibre. Aaron will not be pleased about that.
Jump Goikarp up into 4th.
Oh, very close.
On the grass. Oh, Zachy on the grass.
He's come back on and our Blue Flag's going to have a run on him up the inside as well.
Oh, but he sent it. He's gone deep.
Ooh,
he's off.
Yep.
Oh,
Ooh. Not like Blue Flag.
That was a send and a half.
And now he might come back on and his teammate, yeah. Whew.
AJ with a great start there as well. He's up into P9. Kicked off on lap 1.
Agent Panda is having a look at the inside of Blue Flag here.
Jesper's wide and Goikarp is on the attack for P3.
Norwich has had a moment at Corps, which has allowed Zach to get past. That Toro Rosso was looking very loose at the moment from Zach.
Oh, when Jesper's off at Chapel. And here comes Goikarp
he's got
for
to
P3.
run.
Goikarp!
He's going to look to the outside.
I'm on board. It's happened.
Third place, round the
He's done
outside.
it.
Guys overtaking
Goikarp has just done an actual overtake for a podium position.
I'm on board with it. I witnessed the whole
thing.
Oh,
no, he's gone deep.
Oh, he's gone deep.
We need to... Right, let's stop talking about
get away from Goy.
Yeah.
Goy's gone very deep, which is not what she said last night.
Whoa.
Zaki up the inside into Abby.
Oh, that's tight.
Goy's on the grass.
no, Goy.
There's contact. Oh,
I think he's managed to hold it.
he's Norwich City went off in avoidance.
Oh,
I was say Zach had a massive twitch going through turn one. And
TRS through as well. All the contact with Foggy
no,
and Goy.
Guy. Bit of a mad opening second lap for Guy. I think it all just got to his
Goy's
head a
off.
little bit.
He's off the circuit, and Zom's off the circuit. Well, both Renault's off the circuit.
Oh, well, that
And
went
Goy
from
having
good
been-
to very bad.
P3 to P11 in half a lap.
Such a shame.
well, up front, Sam has already pulled 2.3 seconds on Jamie.
Yeah, the battling behind has helped him quite a bit.
I mean, currently there's an FTRL trend from...
Oh, TRS has had a bit of a moment out of turn
Yep.
15, and his teammate's right on the back of him.
Don't want to be sticking up the inside of the Maggots and Beckett's though.
Oh, contact between Goy and Agent Panda!
Oh, old
Agent
rivalries.
Panda.
Panda's in the wall.
Boys got away with it, I think. Oh,
Agent Panda gets a 10-second penalty.
Wow.
Oh.
Blue flag's just got... Oh, got
Oh,
McLaren
Zach
in the
has
pits.
pit.
Has he got damage? He must have damage.
I didn't see a lot of damage. So
I'm going to go on board with him. Let's have a look as he goes into the pits. And see
Oh,
what-
blue flag's caught that sausage curve at the last corner, which is allowed Foggy to get a run in for turn one.
up the inside of
He's
turn
done.
1, Foggy goes. Blue flag
Blue
with a
flag with a
switchback.
switchback. Oh,
Oh, the Torossos! Torossos must have had a coming together.
Oh
That's
my
dropped
word.
TRS back.
And yet Zach is changing his wing, so he did pick up wing damage on that lap. Oh, Zom's having a huge slide coming out of farm.
This is chaos.
This is what F3's all about, though. This is
Oh,
what we love.
Norwich has had a moment
penalty.
and gone over the curb. So Blue Flag, having made a move on the opening lap and run extremely deep to lose 2 or 3 positions, now finds himself back up to P5. Oh, no,
Jamie's
Jamie's
inside.
gone.
Is he gone at Cops? Is he on the inside?
Yeah,
Yes, he is. He's had that accident I had last season.
yeah. Multiple people crashed out earlier on in the 2 races this week as well. So
Aaron
Clearly
will
set
not
up's
be
matter.
happy.
So the big movers so far, we've got Norwich City in P3, he's up 6 places. Foggy in 5th, he's up 7. AJ in 6th, he's up 8 places. Although he's just getting mugged by Goykarp into Stoke.
That's not something anybody's ever said.
That's another Goykarp overtake I've just witnessed.
oh, up to P6 now, guy. You dropped down to P11.
So yeah, he's up 5
Looking to go
places in
back
another
up
lap. It's the fight back
well-
is on.
Jamie's message in the YouTube chat said he's managed to damage his controller in the process.
Has that gone across the room, I wonder?
Through his window.
Oh, got a yellow flag sector 1,
Oh.
top of Norwich City.
Yeah, I
Norwich
think-
City's gone off.
Oh,
Oh,
huge
into the
crash
wall.
for TRS.
He's
Is
gone
that
off.
the other Toro Rosso again?
I
Yep, they're
think the
both off.
Toro Rossos have hit each other again, but this time one of them won't be rejoining.
I think they had individual accidents at the same corner.
Really?
They weren't together on track, were they?
Oh, okay.
Or were they?
I'm not sure. There's that much
Well,
going on.
There they are. I saw one in the background going off. I didn't think
I
they were
mean-
together.
Foggy
I'm sure.
had a difficult qualifying session with no DRS, but with everything that's gone on, he's now in 4th place, half a second behind Blue Flag.
Shout out to Big Pizzas, who's up into 9th place. He's up 8 places as well.
No, Norwich and TRS were not together on track, so Norwich must have had a moment and TRS must have tried to avoid him and has then gone off into the wall.
Well, Sam Saunders now has a 6-second lead after 4 laps.
Oh, Norwich is gone.
What? Oh my
Not the
word.
best of
Gone off.
times for Toro Rosso.
The
Has he
cops
gone off?
again?
Coxable, I'm on board with Zaki as he comes round.
BLT's has made a move on Big Pizzas up
Damage.
into P9 as
No,
well.
He's not there now, he's a bit further up. Where is he? There, he's in the middle of Maggots and Beckett's, he's gone off.
Guy Carp is closing up to the back of that Ferrari. Foggy's gone extremely slow through turn 1 and Guy has lost it into the wall. Oh, that is such
Safety
a
car.
shame.
Safety car.
I wonder, is Foggy slowing down that much for the safety car? Just caught Guy out. He had a massive slide through turn 1 and he just could not hold it.
Well, now this throws something we haven't seen in F3 before.
Yeah, I mean,
good damage, and not out of this race yet.
Yeah, so I was literally about to say that. Guy, although has got damaged, the safety car now, he's actually going to massively help him. What's he doing? So he's not got that much damage, so he should be able to quickly get back to the pits and get back up to the other guys.
It's probably too early for a stop for anybody unless they're going to go into the hard tyres, but you wouldn't have thought it would.
Tyre wars.
I think it's too early. It's too early for a one-stopper unless they're going into the hard, and the hards aren't that good around here, so... yeah, so...
Now, this really does not help Sam because he has been dominant so far in the opening 5 laps. He's pulled 7.5 second gap, and the safety car now is putting everybody back together.
Well, front 2 aren't pitting, but I mean, if Sam has already pulled 7 seconds in 5 laps, I think he'll be able to do it again with the pace he's been showing.
I mean, a lot of people were battling behind him though in those opening couple of laps, and with the first lap chaos, you never know.
My controller turned itself off.
I mean, he does currently have the fastest lap by a full second.
Yeah, I mean, he is flying at the moment. I wonder how long this safety car is going to stay out for. Sam hasn't caught it yet. Oh, there it is. Okay, so Sam has just got up to it.
Goy pits, Marty pits, BLT pits.
So is it a new wing for all of these guys, or is it just a change of tyre? Yes, it's a new wing
BLT
for the Red Bull.
tyres, Marty's getting a new wing.
Oh, BLT is going onto the hards. So he is
Oh,
going to
brilliant.
try it.
Oh no, Marty's on a medium.
Yeah, so Marty's gone onto another set of mediums.
He'll
And
be
Guy's
stopping
gone onto
again.
the hards as well.
Soft at the end, perhaps?
Maybe.
So we've got a... Oh,
That's not what you want. Soft at the end. I mean, nothing's ever good soft at the end, but... I mean, pace-wise,
He is just throwing out the jokes today.
it does tend to produce... I think from last season, I think F3, yeah, I think it was Nexus Lotus and someone else was very quick on the soft tyre towards the end of the race. So.
indeed, and of course that absolute frenetic final lap, which caught out Oven and Nexus Lotus, obviously, at the still on the final lap, so well, we'll see more of the same. So the running order currently is behind the safety car. Sam Saunders leads from pole, Jesper P2. Blue flag after going up and down the order. He's found himself in P3 with Foggy right behind him in 4, so great start from him. He's up 8 places. AJ now running in P5, he's up 9.
AJ had a fantastic start of this race.
So AJ, he just keeps himself out of trouble. He literally just gets his head down, runs his own race. He knows who to battle and when to battle, and it's paying off for him. He doesn't crash out. He just gets the laps in, and it's paying off for him. He's P5 here, also we had that P4 last season in America. So it works. They say first to finish first you must finish.
So we're still waiting for the bottom 4 guys to catch up to the pack. BLT is nearly there. Well, he's just got there. Marty's still quite far back, but the other 2 are right behind him. So realistically, you think it's coming in at the end of this lap?
I mentioned it's usually up for 3 laps, isn't it?
Yeah.
So.
Does it not just depend how quickly people get up to the back of it?
Well, I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens now. The guys are almost on the back of it now. So.
Of course, on this game, I'm not sure, but every previous game it used to be up for 3 laps when it ever came out. So I think this is the first time I've seen the safety car in this game.
Really?
Yeah.
I think we had it a couple of times last season.
Yeah, Baku and America in F1.
Pagani was probably sweeping.
F1 racing. America, so you're definitely there.
Baku, I was still in F2, and America had crashed out the lap before the safety car came out.
Did you
Okay.
cause said safety car?
No,
No,
Aaron
it was
spinning to
Aaron,
the
wasn't
inside
it?
of the
Aaron
track.
spinning at that
Yeah. Okay.
quadruple right-hander at the end of the lap. I think they brought it out.
Sam just got very close to that safety car, and after his dominant start, you really don't want to be hitting that thing and getting disqualified. That would be very unfortunate.
You don't want to hit the safety car we've had it before in last year's game. Team 12 at Monaco decided to clatter into the safety car at the top of the hill.
Oh,
They've
yeah,
got in this lap, so we are about to go racing again.
Here we go. Sam backs up the pack.
Oh, Junkie Sports went into Zom. Oh, and Age of Panda's retired under the safety car.
What is going on? Very odd.
That would suggest there's been a fracas at some point which would cause a concertina effect.
Right, here we go.
And Sam
Sam
goes.
puts his foot down, and off he goes.
Blue flag's been caught napping in P3.
Zacky's been overtaken by 3 cars.
Yes, but however is right on the back of Sam Saunders.
Oh,
He's not
blue
letting him get
flag.
away.
Yep, I don't think Blue Flag has got his tyres quite up
Foggy's
to
on the
temperature.
attack.
Foggy thinks
He
better
holds
of
off.
it. Waits.
Oh, Jesper thinking about a look into farm corner, but thinks better of it.
I mean, if you're Jesper, you need to get a move done as soon as possible and try and hold Sam back. That's the only way I think you're going to beat him today, and he's already shot off.
Yeah, he's
Well,
quite
Zom on the
quick.
attack of AJ. To the inside for Brooklyn.
Oh, that was
Holds him
close.
off.
Oh, goes round,
Oh, God, not again.
and I
Has he
see a
took
bit of
BLT
red
with
on
him?
front wing.
No, I think he's just by himself.
Well, I think he can now pit and get to the end if he goes on to another set of mediums. So here comes Zom again into Cops corner.
Blue Flag's had a massive moment and ran
Oh,
wide.
contact! AJ turns into Zom. Here comes Junkie Sports around the outside. And now they're going to go side by side. Oh, Junkie gets it done
Yeah,
before they
Junkie
get to
gets
Maggots.
P6.
Was it AJ backed out of that well early? He didn't want to be side by side going through Maggots and Beckett's.
Covered a
Big
lot more.
pieces and Zach.
Oh,
it's
and
just behind us as
Pete's
well.
gone round.
Oh,
no.
that's your fault,
Sorry,
Pagani.
Pete.
Predicting a podium for him.
Come on, Pete. Get back on track. There's still points in this race.
Here we go. AJ Pitts.
P7.
As Sam just pops in another faster swap.
He's getting the hammer down now. Blue flag now starting to hone back in on Jesper. Having seen off the advantages of Foggy.
To put it in
Like
perspective,
Zom has got ahead of Foggy. That has Fog. Oh no, sorry, it's a lie. I'm Junkie Sport. I'm looking at the wrong one.
Sam Saunders has a 2-second lead after 1 lap.
Already, yeah. Sam is absolutely flying.
Going Cops picked up a pit lane speeding penalty.
AJ's come out on a hard tyre. So I doesn't feel comfortable the mediums will go to the end comfortably. So, I mean, Goy is going on to the medium tyre. I mean, banana tyres for the banana car.
Let's not say our branding is not on point.
So might be able to get a good run on Big Pizzas here. Yeah, Big Pizzas had a poor run through turn 15.
I think better now. Zacky's in an interesting place here because he's on the hard tyre already after an earlier stop. He can possibly get to the end.
Oh, Big Pizzas, he's struggling massively. Marty is right on the back of him. Might go for a move up the inside. Moves for the...
Oh, big pizzas.
Squeezes.
Yeah.
And that just put him off enough. He's a little bit wide from the apex.
I will say he does have previous
Wide.
coming into store.
Oh, no, Marty, don't go for that. Okay, Big Pizzas lets him go. Ooh. Yeah, Big Pizzas is struggling massively. He's got no grit by the looks of it. Very strange.
Blue flag is out with a medium tyre.
Right, showing softs on mine. Like
Yeah,
the
that
core
happened
of
on Monday
his
as well.
tyres is soft.
Yeah, it happened on Monday as well when we were watching. Somebody came out on the medium tyre, but they had red sidewalls for some reason. It's just a glitch with the game, I think.
Oh, Zaki might be lining up a move on Junkie Sport up the inside. Junkie Sport holds it though. That is great defending.
I say Carl is
I was
he
gonna
is
say,
a
if you
firm defender.
ever race Junkie in anything, F1 GT, he will not give up any places.
Oh, I think Zaki's
Fight
got a
him.
run in now though.
Yeah, up the
Into
inside.
Cops.
Oh, they've touched!
Oh, contact! And round goes Zaki, just holds it together.
Oh, he's done well to keep it out the wall there, but he's going to lose a couple of places here. He's got
Was it
big
Martin?
pieces
Yeah.
coming up behind him.
That was a ballsy move. It's not worked out for him. Imagine that video might be ending up in my inbox a little bit later.
Well, Sam Saunders has pulled a 4-second gap now.
Yeah, he
don't
is
think there's any
checking
stopping
out.
him.
And both front two guys and Peter about to start their 11th lap on one set of softs. Obviously the safety car has helped.
Ferrari in a very good place, though, considering where they both started, taking advantage of all the incidents. Currently sat third and
Yeah.
fifth.
Foggy has got wing damage.
Oh, okay.
P3 at the moment, so he's got a bit of a gap at the moment back to Zom, but yeah, he's got no end plate on the left hand side, so it's going to be a longer pit stop for him. He's probably going to come out on the softs. He's on the alternate strategy, started on the mediums.
The only trouble Ferrari have is they're both on the same tyre. So one of them is going to have to go long, or it's going to be a double stack in the pits.
I think there's a big enough gap there for them to stack. To be honest,
Bear
And
in
I
mind that
think
he's going to
that,
change his wing, so that's going to be another 5
yeah,
or 6 seconds on his stop,
that's
so
true.
he'll need to get his foot down if he wants to open that gap up.
Oh, Junk Sport
Cool.
isn't helping himself by running massively wide. He manages to save it though. We've seen a lot of people crash there already.
Just clenched a little bit there when I saw that.
Well, before the safety car, Joe just produced the best piece of commentary.
Which bit was? Oh, I bet that was for Guy. I bet it was for
And a
Guy.
love heart. Ravers says ringing up Vodafone tomorrow, unacceptable, so I don't know what's been happening with Ravers. Liam, Zach's chance of winning just went. He was going to come out ahead of everyone after the pit stops.
Yeah, it's an interesting strategy, but I think Sam would have probably caught him. But we'll now never know.
Peter's in.
Releases blue flag.
Saki's right on the back of Marty here as well. On those hard tyres.
So Marty, I can't see Marty getting to the end on those tyres. If I'm honest, I think it's just too far to take the mediums.
DRS is open for Junkie
6 laps,
Sport.
20 laps is a bit much. He entered a couple of laps behind the safety car, so he might, if he's smooth, he might just make it. But he will be pushing his tyre wear to the limit come the end of the race.
Peteman is on a fresh set of medium tyres. He's going to be behind Peteman. Peteman is going to be behind Peteman. Yeah, that works. Peteman is going to be behind Big Pete.
Oh, Junkie Sport picks a warning. In fact, a penalty, in fact, this time. He is trying to hone in on the back of Zom. We've got a yellow flag set to 1.
Pete has spun coming out of pit lane.
No.
Oh, he's not done a Grosjean in the Haas as well, has he?
He's not damaged his wing, so he's okay.
Oh.
That's race leader into the pits.
Zaki has a
P2.
lot of speed here. Up the inside of Marty, he goes for P6. Job done.
Top 2 into the pits, which will put Foggy into the race lead.
I said that Williams hasn't stopped in its box yet. It's only just stopping, so Zach's still going to be in front.
The crew have only just come out as well. Okay, that's just glitched on my screen.
Yeah, he's
He
now
was in his pit box
coming
waiting,
down to
and
the end
the,
of
the guys all came running out through the car. But,
Oh,
then he-
Zach's through.
Oh,
God, he's
Guy.
gone. Oh, what a shame. So
What a
Sam is
virtual
out.
safety car.
we've had an event. He's had an eventful race, Gold Cup. And let's not say he's not entertaining. Oh, he's lost it to Cops.
Cops. Yes.
Cops claims another one.
Oh, BLT's just
BLT's
been
going to
given
drive
a...
through.
You'll have
Now,
to serve that within 3
This
laps.
would be a
I
good
think.
time. Unfortunately, who is coming around to the end of the lap who could possibly take advantage of this? Jesper and Blue Flag are nose to tail.
I was going to say blue flag very nearly just crashed in the back of Jesper.
Oh, Big Peter's has just picked up a drive-through penalty.
Foggy is...
Virtual safety car's back in.
How far does Foggy go now?
I don't think he's not far enough in to go to soft yet.
I was a minimum I would
Four or
try and
so
go
laps,
is 15.
Yeah.
He needs a couple more laps, really, doesn't he? He could have really been. Well, I'll say if he's on, could have done with being nearer to the pit lane when that safety car, the virtual safety car, came out, because he could have then minimised the time loss from having the wing changed. But unfortunately, it was at the wrong time for him.
I came in end of lap 14 and it was one lap early. Like the tyres died last lap, so I'd suggest trying to go 15 and do 11 laps on the fresh set of softs.
Well, I say he's doing a good job managing his pace with that wing damage. There's a couple of corners here where you really want your wing intact, definitely Ligers and Beckett's, so he's keeping that gap to Zom to about, I think it's in fact up now to about 4 seconds, so he's actually pulling away from the guys behind him.
Sam Saunders is catching Marty rapidly here.
I was say Sam has 6 seconds of open air, so if anybody would be going quickly right about now, it would be him.
He's brought it down by a second and a half in half a lap, so he is absolutely flying. Closest
Now
gap.
closing on the back of BLT. BLT out on 8 lap old hard tyres, Jesper on his fresh set of mediums.
Yeah, he's had a good run through there, Jesper.
I said Jesper can't afford to get held up too much, but blue flag is only second behind.
There we go. Don't think BLT is fighting that too much. And the Alfa Romeo driver goes through and into P7. Meanwhile, Sam now has brought the gap down to 4.5 seconds already. Wow.
Zaki is hunting down the back of Junkie Sport. Now, bearing in mind, Zaki probably doesn't have to stop again. He is now putting himself back into contention for a strong finish here. Got probably about 5 seconds to Sam, and I probably would expect Sam to catch him. But can he hold off Jesper and Blue Flag, who were a further 4 to 5 seconds back from him?
Well, speaking of that little battle between Jesper and Blue Flag is now on the back of BLT. And he's about to get the move done. Under the Emirates board they go. Job done for the Mercedes. And he'll start chasing down Jesper now. Be an interesting battle to the end of the race. Sam Saunders 2.5 seconds behind the Red Bull. This pace is insane.
Well, Big Peter's a 70 drive through, which is low peeping up to 11th.
Zaki gets a run at Junkie Sport coming out of Chapel. DRS is open and gets his pass done, so that's P3.
Don't think Junkie Sport was fighting that too much.
But what a poor run out of
Oh,
Chapel.
somebody's just pulled into the pits. Was that the Renault? It was.
It was Zom,
So
yep.
Zom is in. Sam is right there now.
Give Zom 15 seconds to rest that SAR angle. And Sam Saunders has another fastest lap.
Yeah, I would not like to be Marty right now. Having 7.5 second gap 3 laps ago.
BLT's been disqualified for not serving a drive-through penalty.
Ugh.
Oh, BLT.
Yeah, I think you have to serve it within 3 laps.
That's Sam getting the overtake done for P4.
Nice and easy.
Fight it.
Which promotes Peatman at the top 10.
So yellow flag sector 1.
I think that was BLT's car retiring at the side of the road.
Yeah.
So Zaki only has about 3 seconds over Sam Saunders, so I do expect Sam to catch him before the end of the race.
Oh,
But then there's 6 seconds back to Jesper.
is
And
Foggy
the
going
for
to
a podium.
Was I be expecting Foggy in around now?
either this lap or the next? There he is, yeah,
Yeah,
he's
here he
in.
comes.
So what does Junkie Sport do?
Well, Zaki, as
Have to
we
go
would
on there.
imagine, would stay out.
Stays out.
Junkie Sport stays out. There we go.
So Sam Saunders will have to get past the Ferrari on track to be able to chase down Zaki.
I think the way Sam's driving at the moment, though, no offence to Carl,
Now,
but I don't think he's gonna.
interestingly, Foggy hasn't changed his wing.
Okay. I mean, it didn't seem to be affecting him too much. He was still pulling a gap to the cars behind him. I mean, everybody, bar Sam.
Zom's back in the pits.
Did Sam have a drive-through? Because he's not even changed tyre. But I saw him in his box. I wonder if it's put worn tyres back on.
Well, in the
I'm
meantime,
not sure.
Sam's got past Carl. and Junkie Sport.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on there with Zom.
So what have you got?
Yeah, he did have a drive-through. Zom.
Okay.
Okay, so Foggy has come out 15 seconds behind blue flag. We've got Marty and Junkie Sport who probably going to they're definitely going to have to stop again. So that should move him up 2 places. Zaki's probably going to carry on though.
Yeah, Zaki might get to the end, but he will be quite
Junkie Sport's
slow.
in.
Yeah, here comes Carl.
So I see the Ferrari.
Big Peters is back in the lane.
You'd expect Foggy to be quite quick on the softs, even with that wing damage.
I mean, if you're Zach now, do you fight against Sam or do you just say, nah, it's not worth it, he's that much quicker and just let him go?
I think
and
you've just got to let him go.
seconds?
Yeah, I think you
Just,
can't fight him. He's on pressure tyres. Softer tyres, he's just going to blow past him.
I don't think Zaki's going to have a choice, to be honest. Sam
Yeah,
has
I
just
think
breezed past him.
It's not the one worth fighting. Let him go, run your own race, keep your own pace, and get those tyres to the end and see if you can cling on for a podium. He's got 7 seconds over Jesper, who you want is probably the one you have to watch for.
Well, the undercut has worked fantastically for Foggy because he's now got a 12-second lead to his teammate.
Yeah.
I think
What has
Carl
AJ just
probably had
behind
a
him?
moment. He was very slow when I just went on board with him, coming out of a village corner.
Foggy isn't catching blue flag as much as I thought he would.
Might be down to that front wing. It's
Yeah.
got to be costing him some time a lot.
Now we saw Zach here last season in his Ferrari manage his pace in the second stint. Yeah, you can see he's struggling really badly there coming out of Beckett's into Chapel. He's running very wide. It's definitely hurting him now. I think he probably should have. He's got enough of a gap that he could have changed that wing and still come out in 6th place.
So no real battles on track at the moment, other than blue flag catching up to the back of Jesper. It's just hovering around that 1 second though. It is our closest fight, so we might as well go on board with it. Just one more retirement and everybody would get points.
Would indeed.
But we don't wish it ill on anybody, of course.
Of course not.
I mean, I'm saying no names about anything because the last time I did that, I jinxed everybody, so I'm staying quiet.
And the last time we spoke about a guy in a positive light, he went from 3rd to 11th in 3 corners.
He must have slipped on a banana skin. Sam now just starting to cruise away at the front, as you would expect on fresher tyres. So Jesper has, so he's going to drop Jesper quite convincingly. He's not catching Marty as quickly as you would think on significantly fresher tyres, so if Marty can get those tyres to the end, and that's a big if, they will be very heavily worn by the end of the race. Could be in podium contention here.
I was going to say, with Marty, the fact that he hasn't fitted already would suggest he's going to try and take these mediums to the end.
Foggy's falling off the back of this fight. 15.5 seconds now. So
Yeah, so
unless Marty
making...
pits, I think Foggy's going to stay where he is.
Yeah, he's not making any headway, is he? I think he'll rue the decision not to change his wing.
Blue Flag has got within DRS for the first time in a few laps. So we could see a move at the end. Oh no, he's just fallen back out of it.
So he's okay here because he's not DRS zone, but it's probably now he needs to be starting to close that gap just to get within the second. In fact, there we go. He's taken a couple of tenths out of him through Cops.
He has got a great run through there.
But he's probably too far back to do anything this lap, but this should
Just
bring him
gets him
close enough. So help him catch up.
And they are both catching Marty.
So taking a couple of tenths out of him, or not.
Just was very sideways through still.
I think Jesper has just had a little knock of confidence on that lap. A couple of mistakes here and there, and you see the car behind him get that little bit closer, and your head just starts to go a little bit.
Junkie Sport picks up a penalty there. That's going to put him back in the clutches of AJ. He's got about 6-7 seconds at the moment, but he is carrying a couple of penalties. AJ's got one. He just needs to be careful.
Flag does have DRS again here. The gap to Marty now is only 1.5 seconds.
I think Marty's had a bit of a poor first end of the lap, first sector there. They've taken about a second out of him since the last lap. Are those tyres starting to cry enough?
Well, Ravers remind us that Marty did 2 laps under safety car with those mediums.
That's what I was thinking. So he might just be able to make it to the end, but I think they're still going to be.
Well, I mean, they're still going to be screaming because that'll be 18 laps of green flag on them and 2 laps under safety car, which is a lot of time to be on that medium tyre.
Kicking up the dirt through Beckett's.
Yeah, Blue Flag has had another fantastic run through
I
there.
don't think he's close enough this lap, but he's inching closer. That's going to start distracting Jesper.
Look
Rather than looking ahead to Marty, he's going to be looking behind him. Marty will be hoping that Blue Flag starts to just try and get the overtake done.
Michael C asking what happened to Goikart. What didn't happen to Goikart would be the easier question.
It was all going so well.
Got TSM Demon in the chat saying, hey lads. Evening.
Hello.
I hope you're enjoying the stream.
If you're going to enjoy any stream, it's definitely F3.
So Jesper's got within DRS now with Marty, and Blue Flag has fallen back by 2 or 3 tenths.
So he does seem to fall back at this part of the lap, but then through Cops towards the hangar straight is where he starts to make it back up again. So now Jesper's obviously going to have DRS from Marty as well.
Yeah, Jesper seems to struggle through here, whereas Blue Flag always seems to get a really good run.
He had a better run this time. Bit of a slide there, though. He's honing in on Marty now. Oh!
Marty have a moment through there?
I think Marty was just a bit wide there. I don't think he's got the grip. He's having to defend.
Yeah, he's gone to the
Just
inside. Oh!
Oh, there's a bit of lag.
Yeah, he's just had a massive jump on my screen, and I think that's thrown Jesper off.
Yeah, a couple of bit of lag in there. Just not quite sure where he is.
Oh, and that's got Blue Flag
Ooh.
right up to the back of these guys.
Ooh.
Jesper doesn't
Should've got
quite
this
know
on
where
the
to put his
corner.
car.
That was a mistake, and
Blue
here
Flag's
comes Blue
had a
Flag.
Oh! Jesper pulls out of it.
I say he tried to stick it in the inside of the final corner. Marty shut the door on him. That compromised his run, and now it's cost him a place.
I'm not entirely sure these guys quite know where to put their car at the moment. That Red Bull is jumping all over the place.
Blue flag. Jesper looking at blue flag. Blue flag looking at Marty.
I thought Blue Flag had massively outbroken himself then again.
Just a little puff of smoke, wasn't there?
It looks like Blue Flag is struggling to find a braking point when he's behind the car. Going into that corner.
Jesper's now looking again at blue flag. He's having to defend into Cox. Is Jesper going to go around the outside? We've seen this work. We've also seen it go wrong. Jesper thinks better of it.
He's gone for the switchback, I think, though. Then.
Blue flag saw it coming, then cut him off. Marty's just hoping these two continue to squabble.
Yeah, Marty is struggling through here massively. I think his tyres are absolutely screaming at the minute.
But then seems to lag down the stretch. No one was raising the braking gun.
It's not. I don't quite know where his car is at the minute. Blue Flag has
on
got the move done though.
Blue flag gets it done.
That's a
There we go.
ballsy move.
Blue Flag has got through. Marty back
at
at inside.
him.
No. Nope. Okay. So
That's
Blue
the
Flag's
way
through.
done.
Jesper needs to get this done quickly.
I think he's got to run out the final corner. No, Marty holds him off.
Oh! Jesper went so wide. I thought he was gonna spin.
Well, I mean, there's
Oh,
he's
it's
inside
so
now.
much more grip. Oh, but then Marty
Yeah.
jumps back up.
I'm not sure where Marty is at the moment.
He's behind it now.
Well,
He's got it
Jesper's
done.
through.
I mean, there's a slight argument in the chat between brothers at the moment. Ravers versus Don. As Ravers asked Mr. Goikarp a harsh question, does he take confidence from the P5 in qualifying, or does he suffer low morale from the usual DNF?
I mean, I think Guy would
Don's
be
on top
very positive
Yeah.
about qualifying P5, to be honest.
I think Goy will have surprised himself qualifying P5.
Just needs to turn it into racecraft, which will come. So Jesper's going to have 2 laps to come back at Blue Flag. The gap is actually extending a little bit here and there.
He's got 3 lap fresher tyres, but it's not just not coming to him. unfortunately.
Apologies, I appreciate not the hiccups.
Now we don't know the penalty situation either. So that might all change.
Well, looking quite serene out front. Sam Saunders now just cruising. He's got the lead of about 7.5 seconds over Zaki. So,
Obviously, I think he got bored a couple of laps ago and reset fastest lap. So.
but Zaki doing really well. He's 22 lap old hard tyres. That strategy's worked out very nicely for him after his misdemeanors earlier on in the race.
Ow.
And that's spin at Cox.
League owner, when Joe Burns gives racing advice. Hashtag ban.
I don't know. I mean, clearly I know what I'm talking about. I don't put my car in walls, so...
Shots fired.
I am definitely crashing out next week, because that's just karma.
Right, so Jesper is now closing back up. I think Blue Flag's had a moment somewhere. And he's now back within half a second.
Yeah. It's going to be a last lap shootout.
DRS is open. I don't think his DRS was open for a second there. So we do have a last lap battle for the podium.
There we go.
This is not done yet. Everybody else
They've both
fairly
got
strung out.
very similar ERS as well, so...
Jesper's got a great run at the final corner. Blue Flag just putting itself in the middle of the track. Where does Jesper think about a move?
Probably doesn't want to give Blue Flag enough time to come back at him further on in the lap, so...
Big wobble there. Oh, he's got the wrong side.
Never mind.
Surely he's going to squeeze him. And he's gone the wrong side. He's on the outside. Blue Flag squeezes. Oh! Can he go for the switchback? Blue flag wide. He's got the inside for Lovefield. He'll have to squeeze him on the exit though. He'll have a run.
Contact. More
Contact
contact.
again. But he's still in there.
Oh,
Still side by side.
This is gonna go horrible.
Oh, they're going side by side.
Somebody's gonna have to pull out. Oh,
Jesper.
Jesper!
Oh,
How has he saved that?
wow.
I mean, fair play.
Scandinavian flick there as he
Still
comes
in,
through the
still in with
the
a shout
cut.
here. He didn't actually lose that much time. Here we go.
410s is probably close enough.
Boy Flag's gonna have to defend for his life here.
Around the outside.
Oh, Sam crosses the line.
Well.
Yeah, Sam takes the win in all that. Fantastic grab from him, but we can't really
got
go
an
away
overlap.
from this. Oh,
He's got the
Jesper's gonna go
inside.
for it!
Oh, the touch.
He's touched.
And he's half round.
Where's Marty? I think Jesper's still gonna be alright.
Yeah, Marty's just coming through Vale now.
There we go, it stays as it is. Penalties don't have a say. So, what that, I mean, wow. Foggy's gonna cross the line and stay P6. Image, I was nearly called him Image Junkie then, thinking too much about GT. Chunky Sport, I think will stay P7. He's got quite a big gap to AJ.
Yeah, he's got about 9 seconds of penalties, so we'll see. The final corner now.
Yep.
Stays
So
P8.
stays how it is. Come on, Peteman.
Line.
take your time. 1 point.
Yeah, that's right.
Donuts, donuts, donuts. Ah, Peteman.
And a points scoring return for Peteman.
It is indeed.
Fantastic
I'm not
match.
sure who to support in that last battle, so he was hashtag Team Blue Jesper, so that was...
Split loyalty, so there is your first podium of the year. Sam Saunders with a dominant victory. Zaki in the McLaren stands P2, and Blue Flag after a fantastic last lap battle holds on for P3.
Wow.
Boys, who are we thinking for our additional driver for interviews in terms of performance today?
Oh,
Marty had a very strong P5, or you've got Junkie Sport who made up 8 places in the race. Maybe one of those two.
I'll be happy with Junkie Sport. Yep.
What should we have, Marty? Because we haven't we've not spoken to Marty yet, have we? We spoke to obviously Carl, got interviewed for F3.
Okay.
I think that's
Yeah.
Marty's
I
best
mean,
result.
either of them deserve it, to be honest. So I'll be fine with either.
Pagani, who's your vote for?
I'll soon invite both of them, see who turns up.
what if they both turn up?
Then we interview them both.
of them.
Oh, we're changing the rules.
We do it differently here on F3. Oh, yeah. This is my league, I'm going to do what I want.
Oh.
I mean, technically you can, because I overlook FTRL now, so yes you can, like.
Revolution.
I don't think Aaron will be too upset with us interviewing drivers. So.
Who is
We'll
this Aaron?
see if everybody joins us. I don't want to bring up the boy screen of death, so you'll have to let me know when everybody's here.
I mean, Aaron has put Marty about 4 times in the...
I think Aaron wants Junkie Spot.
And has
Aaron
also
wants boy.
messaged me about 12 times saying Marty.
I think that's a vote for Marty. Maybe. Subtle, a very subtle hint of.
Nah, I don't think it is.
Well, just waiting on Marty.
Well, We might as well start. Everybody
Sam
else
not
is here.
coming?
It's Sam
Oh, yeah.
here.
Not yet, no. The main one we need, sorry.
I'll throw in a quick message and see.
And a thoroughly deserved one as well.
Thank you very much.
Oh, there's Marty. So I think we're just waiting on Sam.
We are indeed. We should invite him a second time. If someone would like to... Oh, you've already done it, okay. That time. Thanks, Joe.
I can't message him in there. Yeah, Discord.
You're a good admin.
Bombard him with messages. Give him 30 seconds or so, and then we'll get going.
So F3. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello, hello.
So F3 delivers for us once again. Action up and down the field. Maybe a slightly dominant win, but he had to work for it a little bit. Then the safety car throwing something new into the mix. But Sam rode it supremely and still takes victory.
Yeah, I don't think Sam's joining us, so we might as well kick it off. Right, is our P2 man in here? Okay, right. Zaki then. So, there's a bit of a mad start. I mean, did you expect a podium at the end of that?
After about 10 laps, I was genuinely thinking I was going to finish last. I mean, I didn't have a bad start, but Jesper, I don't know what happened to Jesper, he got a monstrous start, which kind of ruined my run into turn 2. And then in turn 4, I had to avoid blue flag, because I don't know what was happening there. So then I got overtook by Goy as well, so I think I lost 4 positions in the first lap. And then I tried to overtake Goy in the second lap, which didn't go well. They put me last. And I just thought the hards might last till the end, so I thought I'll just go on the hards. But I definitely was not expecting a podium. Definitely not.
Well, I mean, the strategy call definitely worked out. I mean, how was the tyres looking towards the end? I mean, we weren't sure. We've not seen, obviously, a lot, if any, drivers use the hard tyres, so how were they looking towards him?
To be honest, I had to try and just keep them as good as possible because I knew at the end they were going to be dead. I looked about 5 laps to the end because I kept looking, and about 5 laps to the end I looked at it and it was already at like 62%, and I thought I'm not going to look at it again because if I keep looking at it I'm just going to panic. Because I genuinely thought I'm going to get to the last lap here, it's going to be like 100 metres from the finish and I'm going to get a puncture. So I just thought,
ignore it, it's not a problem, it's fine.
So I just thought, don't do it, I'll leave it alone. So I didn't look at it, but I think I must have finished up in the 80s for Tyler, so
Wow.
I was on edge.
Well, I mean, like you say, you said yourself you didn't really expect a podium, but now you have one. Clearly the pace is there. What are your aims then for this season? Do you think you can get more podiums along the way?
My aim is to get promoted this season. If I can get a podium after that race, which, I mean, I know there was so many incidents in that race, I didn't know what was going on. I think about 6 people retired in the first 3 laps or something. So, I mean, I think I can get quite a few podiums this season. The track's quite good for me, to be honest, so hopefully I can go up this season. I hope.
Cool. Well, congratulations, mate. Definitely deserved. Hope to see you on a couple more interviews further down the line.
Thank
you. Pagani, Aliko.
I'll talk this side because I'm used to talking to him. I know you're a bit under the weather, so I won't make it too long.
I think I've just sweated most of it out.
Also, you qualified top half. I mean, obviously the surprise would have been you lining up behind Goy on the starting line. That was a bit...
Cheap shot.
No,
I mean,
Guy put in a good lap, so yeah, fair play to him.
as I said with Guy, he actually outqualified the time that I did in F1, so there's no cheap shot involved. I mean, you said to us boys in the admin chat that you'd been practicing starts before that race. I mean, you didn't die this time off the line, so it must have worked.
I was going to say, the start I got was okay this week. It was the approach to Brooklands which almost killed me. I think it was just the excitement that, F3's back in full flow now, and yeah, I just went in there a bit hot, and luckily I avoided everyone and only dropped myself down to like P10, P11.
It's the first time we've probably seen you make a mistake very early in a race. It sort of caught us all by surprise in the box, and I thought, what's he going? Has he seen the burger van around the corner, or is it?
Yeah, there was a good-looking burger van there when I was for the wet, so I went to see if it was still there, but yeah.
I mean, obviously it was sort of a bit mixed first half of the race with safety cars, virtual safety cars. I think everything we could have thrown at you was thrown at you today. It was...
Yeah, that first safety car just absolutely threw me. I didn't know what to do. I was caught in two minds as to, do I stick it out and just go with the plan A, or do I bow and put the hards on and see what happens later on? But yeah, I copied what Sam and Jesper did. And then I would have had the undercut on Jesper, but Goikarp's collision with a wall brought out a virtual safety car, and that kept Jesper in front. So, it's what it is.
He was in front, but I mean, after the pit stop, it was sort of hunting him down, and both of you were trying to close the gap to Marty, whose tyres were very old at this point. It was sort of...
Well, the one thing I could see was I seemed to have the measure of Jesper in the middle sector and coming through Maggots, Beckett's and onto the hangar straight. So I sort of worked that one out about 3 laps before we caught onto the back of Marty, and yeah, I could see Marty jumping around a little bit. So when I went to overtake him, I wasn't 100% sure where his car was actually going to be, but thankfully when I came out of Stoke Corner it was behind me.
Well, I mean, obviously they moved down to F3 midway through last season. I mean, you picked up a couple of podiums back end of last season. Podium the first race this season. It's not looking too bad, this F3 lap, is it?
It's not. Yeah, hopefully there's a couple more of these in my future.
I mean, normally I would say your aim is just to get consistent results, but I mean, is promotion in the Island this season?
Yeah, promotion's probably got to be primary target.
Well, I mean, we've seen you win F2 for a lot of seasons, so obviously it would be nice to see you back in there. And if you do get in there, no doubt I'll be racing you next season. So, congrats on the P3.
Cheers, man.
Right, coming to you then, Marty. So P5 today. I'm right in thinking that's your best result in FTRL so far. Yeah, so we obviously you had quite a lot of bad luck last year with picking your wing damage, and obviously we saw it at the start, and the safety car obviously grouped everybody back together, so kind of brought it back in again. Did you think when you pitted for those mediums, were you expecting to pit again, or did you always plan to try and get to the end from that point? Indeed. Yeah, so you seem to be struggling quite a bit through the fast section of sort of Maggots and Beckett's coming onto the straight. That's sort of where they were really eating the time up between yourselves. But yeah, say P5 is a positive start to this season. What are your aims for the rest of the season, sort of? Fingers crossed. So the next track obviously is Russia. How do you feel about Russia as a circuit? Is it one you enjoy? The one you dislike? Well, if you want to go practice it, you can take your car down to your local supermarket and just drive around. It's pretty much the same. No problems there. Yeah, well, congratulations and well done today.
Right, Carl then, or Image Junkie, or Junkie Sport, all of the names below and above. How was that for you then, mate?
Funky. Yeah, it was good. A lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, you was kind of behind that whole hectic start between the Alfa Romeos and such. How did you manage to get through there?
Well, last season when we raced here, I didn't. I was punted off to the inside like everybody else was going today. And by luck, I managed to completely pause my start-up, which meant I was back a bit. So someone overtook me straight away on the straight, and then as I came around the corner, it was just everybody was parting in front of me, so I just drove straight through the middle. And found myself, I think, up into 12th. And then just sat there and just tried to sort of keep the laps going. That's all I've been working on. Just constantly keeping the same lap time, and then just see where I come, see what happens there.
Yeah, well, I mean, me and the guys were speaking about it earlier on the stream. I mean, your improvement towards the back end of last season, across both games that we do, is very evident. You're clearly improving, which is extremely good to see. You had a few decent battles today as well. So I mean, is it a whole confidence thing, or is it just purely the practice that you're putting in at the minute?
I'm still not confident with it. I probably drive around hoping not to fall off most of the time. But when I'm practicing, I've sort of how can I describe it? I've overlooked it quite a bit, so I've looked into what other people are doing quite a lot. So I've watched loads of YouTube streams and everything, and just see what people are doing, and then just pick up little pointers from them and see if they work for me or not. And some have, and some haven't. So that's all I've been doing really. Okay. Once I get into a groove, I'm fine. Like today, doing the laps on the mediums was lovely. Absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it. On the softs, I don't like the softs so much. A bit sort of skatey. For soft tyres, I thought they grip better than what they did, but they didn't. And then I watched all my penalties turning up, and I knew that is it AJ that was behind me? It was like 9 seconds behind, and I had 9 seconds of penalties. So, sort of really the last lap, I just had to pull out at least half a second and hope that was enough. So I just turned everything up and went for it and see what happens. But a top 10 I'm happy with, more than happy. Was it 15 starters, I think?
17 starters.
17, was it? Yeah. So I'm happy with that.
So you were up 8 places at the end there, so I think you were our biggest mover.
Yeah.
Smash it.
So I didn't want to go for the podium anyway because they haven't got a stair lift there to get me up there.
Okay.
So
makes sense.
And,
well, I'm sure you could have a word with some of your GT Sport sponsors and
I'll have a word with them. Yeah, they've got the cream and everything, but they just haven't got the stair lift. That's...
well, I mean, like I say, definitely a big step up from last week. Obviously, pre-season for you was a bit disappointing. Not even getting to turn one, but now official race. So points. What are your aims then? I mean, you've got a decent teammate. You both clearly have the pace to finish top 10 every single week. Are you going for the constructors? Is it a personal goal of trying to get promoted for you, or is it just trying to build that confidence?
I think, I mean, realistically, this is only my second season, so I'm still learning the game, and obviously this is the new game. I was messing around with the last one. I just want to get better and be more consistent. Unfortunately for Foggy, is that I think the constructors, unless he goes out and wins every race, isn't going to happen because I'm not here for 4 weeks. So he'll be on his own for that unless he's working or whatever. So I don't think the constructors is in it. I think this season's a point of learning the car, the tracks, and learning from me as well, so that I get better and be more consistent and know exactly what I'm doing, rather than sort of fumbling my way through it. So, which is what I've been sort of looking up and trying to work out. How are people doing it? What strategies are they using and that? So, is someone deep sea diving here? I can hear some really funny noises in my earphones.
I think it's Lee's microphone. It's very sensitive.
Sorry.
it does.
Commented the cat got a bit close to my face again.
Oh, was it?
It does.
You were snorkeling or something like that.
I've been swimming early. Maybe I've got some water up my nose or something.
That's what it is. No, I just want to improve. That's all I want to do. I want to improve, and I mean, last season I had a second place. It was a good race. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Lots of misfortune for lots of other people, and I know that's racing. That's what happens. Today, lots of people spinning out on the first corner, and then just keeping patient and keeping going, and that's all I could do really. But I want to be into a point where I can catch people, I'm battling people. It's not a point if I'm just picking up where everybody falls off around me. That helps, but I want to be racing people, and that's why I play the games. So.
No, well, whatever you're doing, mate, it's definitely working.
Cheers, thank you.
So yeah, I definitely hope we see you maybe a couple more times on the podium this season. So
that would be nice.
Yeah. Maybe you and your teammate together.
Well, I've said to him we'll have a chat when we get onto the podium, but obviously we're not talking at the moment.
Well,
right. I've put myself 4 weeks on a sim rig, so we'll see how that goes. Right.
Ooh.
As that was mentioned in Discord that I'd possibly been on a sim rig. I think it was Lee, you mentioned that, didn't
you? Yeah.
Lee doesn't have a clue.
I have no idea.
No, I was feet up in Greece, mate.
Right, well, that's that then. So, fantastic race, guys. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys at home enjoyed it as well. That was the last race from us for F1. However, we do have our GT on Friday, I think.
Are you sure about that, Joe?
Is it?
Performance.
Oh, yeah, performance! Well, I didn't know whether that was getting streamed or not. Clearly it is. So there we go. 8 o'clock tomorrow we have our performance. Well, I don't know who is streaming it. Lee.
It's me in Aspect.
Ah, well there you go.
Hashtag #1 admin right here.
I do my job very well in other areas, Pagani. But either way, 8 PM as always, as you just found out, performance. So we'll see you guys then.